Sure, I want to be like, I just should have kept my T-shirt on.
Listen,
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another Friday afternoon, or I should say evening, of Collective Enlightenment. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Miss El Ruby, also known as the Crypto Queen of Harlem, here with my co-host in the house, Gold Banker, Hutch D, also known as HD in the house. Give it to them, guys. Give them your hellos.
Yes,
it's your man.
yes. Go ahead, Hutch. Oh, my bad. We are half a second off each other. Go ahead, my brother. You got the floor.
It's your boy. It's your main man, HD, aka HD, coming to you live from Dayton, Ohio. Everybody see me in my new location.
Yes, yes, yes.
The
Loving it, loving it,
office, the
loving it.
office. That's right.
Hey, yo, this is your boy Gold Banker coming to you live 1 gram at a time. Definitely in the place. Can't wait to enjoy this conversation tonight with two of the best people I know around in the crypto space.
Very soon, we might have one of our others, another member joining us. She's been putting some time into helping pull in some info. But tonight's top story is going to be on. I don't know what to tell y'all. It has been, we in the conversation of the metaverse today.
Yes,
I don't
indeed.
know who needs to hear this, but I will tell you right now, everybody has their own opinion, their own way to feel about the metaverse and what's going down and how this whole crypto thing and the whole thing is going over. But I could tell you there's some folks out here that got a voice that really don't know. They don't know it's about to go down, y'all. Just don't know. And so let's try to let's tell them about it. That's what I said. Let's tell them about it. What you think, guys? What you
Well,
think we
look,
should
a
do?
picture's worth 1,000 words, and video's even better.
What you think, Hutch? You gonna get that pic? You get that video up there?
I just like I said, people just don't know what's about to get ready to hit them.
Come on now.
They
So
really
let's
don't.
take let's give them a little taste of what we understand. So there's some metaverse news going on. It's a couple of things going on, and people are pointing them out. One was a news story, and this was crazy. It was brought to me by a friend of mine, by one of our co-hosts, Miss Shelby. So Miss Shelby McKay and Mackey, rather, Miss Shelby Mackey sent us a link. It was crazy because talk to me first before we go jumping in. What is the metaverse?
This is a
Simple.
digital world.
Go ahead,
It's a
Hutch.
digital world. It's a digital world. Sometimes it can mimic the real world, or sometimes it can mimic any other type of space, like a video game type space. But it has multiple principles where you can make money, you can hide yourself inside the metaverse, you can basically buy land, sell your land,
Hmm.
make a business inside the metaverse, and basically sell your product inside the metaverse.
Exactly. So it's almost like a complete existence. Now, what makes it different from just websites? Because I mean, it's on the web, right? It's on the internet, right?
Well, you got to understand when being that
So
the metaverse is actually, like Hutch said, a duplicate. It's a virtual duplicate, and everything that you do in reality can be done in the metaverse. And
Okay,
what
to a
makes it
certain
really,
extent.
yeah, but what makes it really different is it's literally it can be a true hands-on experience. It's like,
Hmm.
Nike has where you can actually try on shoes.
Good,
Um,
right?
Aston Martin has where you can try on test drive vehicles as though you're in the vehicle itself.
Oh,
So does
okay.
BMW, and Mazda is putting one out, which should be out in the next month and a half.
Cool.
And it's real. It's really like to keep it simple. It's like imagine having a virtual dressing room. You know, they had video games that get you to play dress up. Now you can actually step into the dress up to the dressing room and try on cars.
Right.
Some people are trying on houses. Everything's available in the metaverse.
Some people are trying on skins.
That's a whole lot of
Oh
skin.
yeah. Let's talk about it. So as I'm
some people are
understanding,
getting some people getting lap dances. We're not
hold
going
up,
there.
hold
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now you are definitely touching on something that covers tonight. So Wednesday night we had an amazing guest on Cardano Rick, Cardano
Slim.
Slim.
Slim. Okay,
Cardano Slim.
Cardano Slim, and his brand is the stripper coin. He actually is the creator of the stripper coin, who is very, very helpful and intricate in giving us all that good information on, creating this coin, the purpose, the use case, the growth of the industry, and being able to integrate the industry, which we're looking forward to being a part of his integration, because we're all about bringing the real world to the virtual world. Wherever we can do that, where we like to get involved. Now, immersive is to be say the least. It is to say the very least. Now, just like any platform, we are going to have ups and downs, good players and bad wrongdoers. You're going to have good guys, bad guys, and you're going to have people who are going to take pure advantage or even disadvantage of things. So one of today's stories is the metaverse. It's actually a metaverse story. This was sent to me by Miss Shelby Mackey. Here we go. And my friend, this was a link from MIT Technology. It was she sent me another one from another platform, but this particular one is the one I found on the story. Metaverse has a groping problem already. Woman was sexually harassed in the Metaverse VR social media platform. This was already done on Horizon Worlds. Y'all know who Horizon Worlds is, right? Who owns Horizon Worlds?
Facebook.
I believe that's Meta.
That's Meta. So last week, the umbrella company formerly known as Facebook opened up, and this is let's give the date. This is December 16, 2021. So this is when they opened, y'all. They opened up a successful access to a virtual reality social platform, Horizon Worlds. The early descriptions of the platform makes it seem fun and wholesome, drawing comparisons to Minecraft. In Horizon's world, up to 20 avatars can get together at a time to explore, hang out, and build within a virtual space. But not everything has been warm and fuzzy. According to Meta, on November 26th, a beta tester reported something deeply troubling. She had been groped by a stranger on Horizon Worlds. On December 1st, Meta revealed that she posted her experience on Horizon Worlds beta testing group on Facebook. Meta's internal review of the incident found that the beta tester should have used a tool called Safe Zone. Now, let me just finish this, and then we're going to talk about how this breaks down. That's a part of the suite part of a suite of safety features built into Horizon. Safe Zone is a protective bubble users can activate when feeling threatened. Within it, no one can touch them, talk to them, or interact in any way until they signal that they would like the safe zone lifted. Vivek Sharma, the vice president of Horizon, called the groping incident absolutely unfortunate, telling The Verge that's good feedback still for us, because I want to make the blocking feature trivially easy and findable. Now, what makes this so important?
Well, one of the things that makes it important, you realize these metaverse worlds are still inclusive, human inclusive. So people will do what people will do, unfortunately.
So this is human beings being human beings. If you're a jerk offline, you're a jerk online too. It doesn't matter if you're masked by an avatar to represent you that you've made up or you've done things too. The fact that these sites have safety features that protect you from being harassed or being being groped or touched makes a lot of sense. This is something that we want to teach people from the get-go. Anytime you learn how to use a new technology, take the time to learn the features. Don't just jump in and start doing hair, nails, shoes, and all this stuff to make you look cute, and you have no clue how to use things, how to use settings set up for your safety, security. And hun, this is tech. Just like any tech, it's trackable. It's also crackable. So I want you to get, just because it may be these in some cases decentralized on a blockchain, doesn't make it completely untrackable. You have to make it untrackable. You have to make it a safe space for yourself. Just like using your Facebook account, you can't just leave the default settings on and expect not to deal with your
What the
information.
default gets you.
You know, I'm just saying, if you're getting all your information out there and it's being advertised too often, it's probably because you didn't turn some settings off. And if you're annoyed by your account, it's because you didn't take the time to find out what the user settings were and how to control it for your use. You're the user. They don't know. They don't control millions of accounts. So we want to teach people how to get into that space and be there properly. Tonight, we're not going to do a Horizons setup. I think what we'll do is set up a Horizons account on our Sunday class for P2G when we do the university study group, which we're inviting people to come to. This week, the study group will be free for anyone who would like to interact with the metaverse live. This is something that we do at least twice a month, and we invite people. The other 2 times a month is when we invest. We are doing investing, teaching investing live inside the metaverse, and that's not free because that's making money, baby. We don't play that. All right. So with that said, what do you guys think about this groping situation? Y'all are men.
I mean, I feel like.
Look at you, huh? She said, I feel like. Uh-huh. You gotta watch your words.
A toy.
I didn't catch you with these words.
Daddy,
Yeah.
daddy,
Baby's in the house.
daddy, daddy.
What?
A toys.
Aww.
Toys.
Look, yo, that's Prince Jackson in the building. Y'all.
Jackson's like,
try
I
to-
want toys. I ain't got time for this conversation. What you do? Where
You
my
know, let me say this, and
Mhm.
I'm a little disturbed that people are being themselves in a space where, you know, metaverse is. I'm not going to say metaverse is supposed to be perfectly safe, but this is metaverse is a public platform. Common sense should tell you to have a little bit of decorum with you.
You're using a word that doesn't apply to the public.
Yeah, I know, but
No, you're
common
using a
sense should have
word.
told you keep your hands to yourself.
Stop. When I talk to people about the word should, what do I tell you about should?
Don't
Stop
should me.
should. Don't should on me. Do not should on me and anybody else, because should does not mean a dang thing. Just like
Yeah,
this.
okay, so what would
the
you
way
like to
this
call
thing
it?
played out, it's almost
Common
like
decency
you
is
would think
the
so.
first thing.
So
Common
you mean to
decency
tell
is
me
the
if you a
first.
jerk offline, you not a jerk online too?
Look, we meet a few jerks in our life all the time.
And you got to expect to see that happen right here in the metaverse. And so that's why I'm like, not blaming the young lady, because, you know, you on the platform, you out here trying to beta test it and see how, you know, see how it works, what's going on, what can we do, what can we make happen? And some guy decides, oh, it's okay, let me go over here and touch on lady. Now, mind you, there is more to that, because from what I understood was that there was also some interaction. She was telling her story, and she was saying that she had, while this guy was attacking her, some other guy there was some other male characters around passing around what looked like a vodka, passing around a bottle. And she was like really going in on this story, and she was trying to get her avatar out of the situation. See, that's right there. That's the lack of user understanding. This
Yep.
one, a user did not take the time to really understand the controls. I need y'all to understand. If you don't want everything you want that you do in this new world, that's a new creation, to be shut down and regulated the heck out of to where it's boring, you don't want to be inactive on it, I think you need to take the time to learn the system. You need to take the time and understand that if there's settings that you're not aware of, and that's why he was saying he wants to make it so that it's like a simple, quick way to find, a button that says you get your bubble put on you. But then who wants to walk around in a bubble, right? Think about
Well,
it.
look, my thing, I believe, and this is just my personal opinion,
Go
if
ahead.
you're learning a platform and one of the keys that they tell you is, and there's a button that says pick your safe spot, put that button on till you understand all the controls. That is your defense mechanism in learning the platform.
Right.
And it still allows you to beta test the platform just with a piece of security in to your arsenal, and
I
then
just
you'll have a better understanding of how to use the platform more effectively. Because one of the I think,
Hutch was trying to say something,
go
Al.
ahead, go ahead, Ruth. Go ahead, Hutch.
no, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like certain platforms, like that, if you're opening your platform to where you can be growth like that, or like you got certain platforms like Sparkle.io, which has
Hmm.
avatars. You can't do groping, or you can go to like a muse.place where you don't have no
Hmm.
avatar, and basically you can explore the whole site that way. But I just feel like certain platforms should be censored
Yeah,
in a way that it
by the
shouldn't be a way
creator.
that you can't grade somebody.
Right.
Yes.
By the creator. They're trying to make things so damn immersive that they're just, it's like you don't want it to be immersive to where the point where you can literally impart someone else's right to their freedom in the platform.
Well, this is the same reason IMVU had to come down.
Exactly. Y'all
That's the
remember that?
same reason IMVU had to come
Y'all
off.
remember that? I got attacked. This one kid was kicking the heck out of me in the head. I was on IMVU, and I guess these were young people. So I'm just walking around trying to
They're
meet new
still around.
people with my avatar. And baby, this kid had one. They must have just discovered this new feature, and I didn't know. And he was literally uppercutting me and slamming my avatar, and I'm like, what the heck is?
Mm, they
So I
learned the
shut it
fight
down.
codes.
Well,
They
see, the
learned
thing
the fight
is,
codes. Yeah.
they were playing around with the codes to create that immersive space where you could interact. But what they didn't do was create a safe space or safe coding. Now, what was also here prevalent here with Meta is that before getting into Horizons, they chose beta testers, but they didn't do a beta testing training. Notice that they didn't educate those people to their platform. Those would have came up like an education, some sort of training on how to use our product in this beta. But forgive me if you think that you're going to put a product out there and you don't tell people just how it works. Can you imagine telling somebody, "Oh, I want you to beta test these headphones and let me see if you figure out how to use it."
That's
Oh, well,
what.
they're headphones. You put them on your head. No, no, no. These are VR headphones. So I'm supposed to be doing this, and I didn't know I put the head thing on. Oh, wait a minute. And I got to tap this button. Okay. So now I'm acting like a fool trying to figure out how to use your device.
Like that wouldn't be the first time they did something like that in a beta test. Beta testing is, if you really think about it, it's dropping you in the middle of something and asking you to find how it works, find the glitches, and sometimes you are left out there to figure it out on your own.
Like I said, it would have been better in this case because had she not been a beta tester already signed with them, and this was a user, can you
Mhm.
imagine?
And I'm sure she signed the waiver.
Yeah, of course, in the beginning. To
I'm
beta
sure
test
there's a
anything,
waiver
you have to
attached
give
to
up
it.
rights.
You
So
are susceptible to whatever happens in that beta test.
so being an open space for things to for an immersive experience to start to develop, you're a part of the meta any metaverse, you're part of the development process. As he said, this was great input. There was great input from them. They really build these platforms right off of the user experience. Does
Hmm.
that make sense?
Without a doubt, they
So
need to because they want to see. They're trying to build. And I'm saying this because I'm actually learning this right now. It's they're learning people's idiosyncrasies, people's habit, and they're putting it in to make sure that you come back. That's why they do it.
Still building on data, aren't they?
Still building on data.
There you go. Remember, you're not a person in the metaverse. You are statistics, numbers, your activities, possibilities for sales and product. You are your behaviors to be reacted on and acted upon. Any metaverse that you have that's owned by a person, such as Facebook. I mean, these are company owned. These aren't built by or by communities. They have a purpose. And every one of them is a business. So don't forget, you're a customer, a potential customer to somebody. This is why you're going to see lots of accounts can be opened for free. You don't have to do anything because the ones that are going to be paying are going to be paying to talk to you in your free space, you being
Yep.
yourself. Not all of them have that same feature though, do we?
No, not at all.
You were just sharing a couple of locations where it's a little bit it's immersive, but it's a little more controlled by the consumer itself.
Yes, like I said, Sparkle.io,
Right.
New Hot Place. Those are
Exactly.
your control base, but you don't have an avatar where you can feel like you're getting search for gross or growth,
Right.
or you can do
Or
crazy things.
exposed. Right. Your data is not being exposed to hackers or unless you go and put that stuff out there. It's up to you. I remind people you gotta really you want to learn these things. It's like getting your first cell phone. If you left all the defaults on your cell phone, good luck with that. I'll let you know now. If your phone still looked like it did when you got it, good luck with that.
I can't say nothing because when I got my first phone, when I got the phone that we have currently have, I didn't take the plastic off for the first 6 months. And Ruby's like, "Is that still the original plastic on the?"
He ain't never lie.
I updated the whole phone and never took the plastic covers off.
You won't want to see my first one. I have the first brick Nokia, the one with the antenna.
Oh,
I thank God that you're not still using it. Thank you. Mm, I would have to choke you.
look.
Oh, so look.
But now that we're talking about technology, let's look back. Remember when we first started using a cell phone and we wanted to send a message? How many times did we have to hit keys to send one simple message? Every numbers
Nine.
were.
I actually the master of T9.
Yeah, man. Look who you telling. Conversation was real when you were texting people. Don't send a sentence because you were there for a good 3 minutes trying to get all the letters in.
Oh
Baby, you're
Lord.
muted.
Y'all making it seem as y'all making me go even further back. Y'all remember trying to put codes inside of beepers?
Look, I had a beeper.
Y'all remember them
I
beepers
have
where you
I
used to
have a
put
beeper
codes?
now. That's before
That's
my
good. That's good because people used to try to spell words with the numbers backwards and all that
Oh yeah.
stuff.
What was
It
the
was
three word?
ridiculous.
What was it? 411.
Don't even go there, Al.
I'm,
See, this is what
I'm
I'm
telling
talking
my
about,
age.
y'all.
It's okay.
Mm-mm. Just
411.
so
Hello.
glad that we're actually moving so far forward of those days, and it's not that far back. We're
No,
looking
it
at a
isn't.
20-year gap. It's about a 20-year gap between then and now. And with that being said, look at how far we've come in such a short amount of time, and the metaverse is even shorter of that gap.
Sure.
The whole crypto space, blockchain, I can't say because blockchain is older than crypto. But the use case for in this case, is very short. We're looking at 10 to 12 years. And we want to just let you know things are moving much faster. So it's important to learn now, get in the game, learn everything, learn the things you need to know to take advantage, like those people who took advantage and created the different revolutions that were our current, that are now, we know now, because you're part of what's coming right
Absolutely.
now.
Now we also have another conversation that we want to take a look at tonight.
Oh yeah, there's more metaverse news. So you
Yes,
want to
there is.
make sure you get the fullness of a little bit of not just metaverse, but and this in case it's going to go to NFT news. We got a story in This is bridges the gap between finance, the law, and NFTs.
Mhm.
I'll bring it up to here. Now we're not going to complete this because a lot of this is the opinion, but this is what happened.
Opinion, fluff, and right winginess.
Web3, so much of the discourse, YouTube,
Yeah.
even our audience, we can see in our research. There's a lot of Googling going on for what's happening here. Well, I can't tell you everything about it. I've done some dabbling. I do not own NFTs, but let's put this up
not
there.
True. We do own
that's
the
right. We own
CNN
the
Plus.
CNN NFT.
So we should
That's
disclose
right.
our conflict of interest here.
Breaking Points Incorporated owns an NFT. I personally do not own an NFT.
We all collectively
We
own.
That's right. You
the
all own it.
best NFT in the world.
Okay,
Go ahead.
let's throw this up there on the screen, which is that now the Department of Justice, and the first of its kind, has charging a former employee of an NFT marketplace charged in the first ever digital asset insider trading scheme. This is extraordinary. Number one, it's in the Southern District of New York, which is one of the hallmarks of the financial crimes within the Department of Justice. Obviously, they represent Manhattan, or they cover the area of Manhattan. Now, the person who was charged here, Nathaniel Chastain, he is not just a former product manager at OpenSea, he is the former head of product. Now, for those who are kind of familiar, OpenSea was the largest NFT marketplace. You can think of it almost like an eBay or a StockX or something, of a collectibles database in order to exchange and to buy NFTs. Now, there was some problems with OpenSea now for a while. There were some NFTs that were stolen, certain other things, but these guys were making absolutely millions of dollars in terms of the Bored Apes and the other NFTs that were exchanging on the platform. Now, Chastain was actually arrested yesterday in New York City and was charged here with insider trading, with wire fraud, and a host of other financial crimes. Let's throw actually this Vice News piece did a decent job of writing all of this up, which is that Nathan Chastain, who was the former, again, head of product, used insider knowledge to trade NFTs for a profit. And what they point to is that Chastain used his insider knowledge to purchase NFTs from collections that were about to be featured on the marketplace's homepage for personal financial gain. I mean, that's the easiest thing to consider in the world. You are the head of product. You know which NFTs are about to be on the homepage. You know that you run the largest marketplace. So you buy said NFT, or you have a stake in said NFT, and then you put it on the homepage and you watch it skyrocket in value. And because you control when it goes on the marketplace or not, you have a tremendous advantage over the average person who is participating here. This is like, again, if the idea, look, this is why we have regulated stock exchanges. And look, as many problems as we have on the NASDAQ, on the New York Stock Exchange, you cannot get away with some. This is 1910s era stuff.
Well, that's actually a very good point. And what they
So
very much, because that's where they're about to go right wing.
Yeah. Everything that's said on this platform is not agreed, as we don't agree with everything. This is just for news sake to hear about what actually took place. And there's so much more to NFTs. You know, these young people, obviously, they have their opinion and they have a platform, which is great, and we're happy for them. But to know that this marketplace, I mean, to not have something that your own company would invest in is freaky, right? So crazy. Collectively, I guess we all do. I'm like, so it's good enough for your boss to buy, but not for you. That's just stupid. I'm sorry. That just seems really
I think
stupid.
he could just kick himself for saying what he just did.
I don't think they really caught on to what they just said. The multi-million-dollar organization you work for invests in it, but you don't, and you're happy. Does that make sense? You just called your bosses. But wait, you just called your bosses stupid. I'm like, wow.
In so many words.
Everybody get that? I mean, was it just me that totally they just totally dissed their bosses?
Well, no, she defended her boss to the end, because I think she has an inside stake with the boss. She might, because she's like, wait a minute, hold on, don't say that. We don't. And she literally told him, don't say that. Because we actually, and she kept saying we.
Because we. collectively we. I'm
Yeah.
like, and then they go in. That's why we had to stop it, because unfortunately they really do a serious job of downing NFTs.
Yes,
Like
they
it's
do.
a really bad investment. Now, mind you, much like any money market, any financial situation, you're going to get some real bad players out there. People who are going to take advantage of their position for money.
Absolutely.
My question is if they came for Bitcoin, for the creator of the stock exchange out here in Bitcoin, that not the stock exchange, the Bitcoin exchange here in Manhattan, and he wasn't anonymous though, because they had a little discussion about him and with the Silk Road and the whole nine. Their little conversation about him with that Silk Road, I was like, obviously they didn't realize the man wasn't hiding. He wasn't hiding. He didn't have anything to hide. He had a centralized platform that was allowing decentralized processes. And so it was easy to track. You know, when people don't
Mhm.
understand what crypto is, what the blockchain is, how it works, we get folks putting news out there like they know, and this is all the same, and if the people came for them, they're going to come for you. You can't
This
hide from the. Oh, and then they went on to talk about how regulation is needed.
regulations is regulations. First of all, one of the
Regulations to
things
a certain extent.
you gotta put in the space is in the space of a good product idea or a good platform. There are going to be some people in the space
Mhm.
who are going to take advantage of an opportunity. Let me till this day, people are still doing mailroom fraud.
Yep.
People are still doing uh, funny trades on the stock market. We have market makers who are changing numbers on the stock market to make people think
Thank you.
we're doing better than we're actually doing. So just because now I'm not saying what he please, this is not pat him on the back for doing what he could do in the space. What he did was wrong because there, integral property and taking advantage of the space of people who are trying to come into a community where we're looking for an even balance across the board.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Human human construct comes into play.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
took advantage of an opportunity. He saw the
he
opportunity and he ran with it.
what he did
Now
was
you got to pay the piper for that.
you do. When you get the fact is he got caught at doing something that he knew he should not be doing, and if he was already aware that that was illegal. It was
Yeah,
went against. He just wasn't able to hide it well enough. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think what
That's
happens
another
is that
phony baloney.
this also puts a couple of these stories puts a bad taste in the mouth of people. We get this all the time. I heard when we ask people, if you heard about cryptocurrency, what do you know about the blockchain? You know, oh, then we get that. I heard such and such got robbed and they got scammed, and it was this, such and such went to jail because they got caught scamming, or it's owned by the government, and so many crazy things and so much mishmash of poor information, real, what they call it, real fake news.
Mm.
That's the real fake news.
That's the real fake news. Hutch,
And
what you got for us? What you got for us?
what do you think that these kind of things do to the industry? How do they affect us?
It can affect us both ways. It can make people inquisitive, or it can affect where people can stay out the market. Um,
Mm,
Me myself, I'm an inquisitive person. So if you tell me, "Oh, I lost," but I want to know why you lost, and then I want to keep
yeah,
asking you, poking, I'm gonna keep poking the bear, and like, okay, let me go do my own research then. But
right.
you got people out there who hear horror stories and then frighten away from the market because they like, oh, you lost $10,000. Let me not lose
Uh
the
huh. What,
rest.
what
You
what
know
does that
what I
mean for me?
No, no, no.
That's right, Jackson.
what I see in this space, and I'm glad you brought up the gentleman who had Bitcoin Center here in New York, and they went after him. I forget what
Yeah.
thing. Do you know this? We talked about it earlier.
Hmm.
This government that we're a part of, they don't invent new things, but they do put new people into the whole space for things they're trying to put across.
Right.
So I really want you to take this information with a grain of salt, because it is quite possible they put him in that position to do just that, to sway the market.
Well, I want you to think about what took place. And for those who are not familiar with the Silk Road, it's the Silk Road. The Silk Road was a exchange. I should say it was not an exchange. It was a website. We called it the black market. And it was where Bitcoin was being exchanged for all kinds of illicit things, you name it. But what was found was there were some extremely illegal and high profile items being exchanged for Bitcoin, okay, which made a case for closing Bitcoin exchanges here in New York and regulating that process. Now they had to close the exchange in the end. They used the Silk Road and some of the things they found on their website, okay, their dark website that was going on, to make a case for closing the Bitcoin exchange. And then they found a way to regulate Bitcoin by creating all new rules and a whole committee and some licensing organizations. And the people who fought this in court to be able to to create licensing and everything, quit their government jobs shortly after these particular licenses, or they reorganized this regulation process. They quit their regular jobs and opened up private firms to sanction and help you put your applications together. If you would like to figure out to see the story on where this was cracked, check out YouTube's Banking on Bitcoin. It will freak you out. If you watch that, you will begin to understand what Bitcoin is, why it is so hard to be gotten in California and New York, and what this regulation really all is about. See, because if you were the one who created the application process, wouldn't you open a business in how to properly file that application with your friends, the people who used to work in government with you?
Sure, you know all the answers to the questions because you wrote the questions.
You developed the process. So quitting their jobs and retiring early, they went to make sure they cushioned out their retirement by pulling together a private entity that supported what they used to do professionally. Come on, somebody, talk to me. What it sound like to y'all?
That sounds like common business practice.
But that wasn't insider trading.
Oh,
that was not insider trading.
You have to realize when they do stuff like that, they already have a lot. When individuals or corporations come together and they come up with an idea that is going to change the marketplace, they already have a line of clients in line ready to come in and push this agenda through. So all he did was what he said. Everybody that wanted to move Bitcoin, he said, great, no problem. I know how to do this. I wrote it up. Let me make a phone call. All these people who wanted to do it, and I told them, no, give me a certain amount of money to run my company.
Clients.
As a client, become my client, and I'll show you how to pass it.
Hutch, wouldn't you want to have that going for you? Because we're not talking about individuals. We're talking about people who wanted to become exchanges. They wanted to become entities, the exchange entities here in New York. Most exchanges don't do business in New York, do they?
No, because there's a lot of issues with a lot of you guys up there in New York because of the New York Stock Exchange. Wall Street has put in place where you guys have a lot of crypto restrictions where you can't get a lot of coins like Cardano and VeChain and certain places, certain coins like that, but you can get a PAX. You get a PAX Gold, you get a PAX Stable, which is all backed by their Wall Street
the exchange. Now the other thing is about is about exchange. You're having exchanges like crypto exchanges out here. There's certain regulations that have been put together, and you have to have a license. So you have those other platforms didn't want to have to come to this New York. So they didn't want to have to pay where everything else everywhere else is free. Correct?
Absolutely.
Why
New
would I
York
come to
only
New
has
York
9
and pay for
exchanges.
this? Go ahead, honey.
New York has only 9 licensed exchanges in the city. Only 9.
Oh, magic words, license.
You gotta, you
And
gotta get it.
they all operate around the stock
You
exchange.
don't but in every other state don't need a license, they just operate, don't they?
Yep, they flow freely. Like Wisconsin is using Uniswap as a freely exchange for
Come on.
their governance.
Come on.
Now,
Look at
that's powerful in itself.
Wisconsin. We're talking about another state, but New York wants it all up under the wing, right?
Yeah, they want it all up under that big thing they call Wall Street because
That's right.
Wall Street runs the world.
Not very long, is it? Look,
No,
I'm
but
from
you also,
look, let's call it what it is. I'm from New York. We have people breaking the law out here in the finance at the high levels of finance in New York. You have New York blocking Wall Street and New York itself literally regulating Bitcoin out of the state practically, to be honest, because everybody else is embracing and starting to see their economy move. While our own mayor talks a good game about creating fighting and staving off the inflation that's happening in New York, and he's going to get us involved in Bitcoin, when I absolutely already know he has no clue. He doesn't have a team that's able to get him around the laws that were pre-written around him, and he doesn't have the ability to make the deals that will move this crypto into our state properly. Get over it. It's just what it is. The biggest problem we know happens when crypto is introduced. What happens when crypto is introduced? The biggest problem that creates the biggest bubble. What's that, y'all? What's missing?
The lack of education.
Number one. Ding, 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 ding.
It's the same thing they're dealing with in El Salvador currently.
That's right. No crypto education. And when
same thing they did with Obamacare.
Say again?
Same thing they did with Obamacare.
I told you, when you distribute a wide system that you don't explain to the people using it, and you ain't got nobody to receive them, to educate them and put it back on track, you basically got yourself a big old mess. No matter how well intentioned it was. And so I'm really feeling it, because people like ourselves and other companies are starting to reach out to people in places in El Salvador. Hello, Miss V. Hello, everyone. So we want to just say hi and acknowledge everyone who's been watching and who's hanging out with us. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. This is the space where things are happening and we're talking about them. It's for us to pass on so our family doesn't get caught in the okie doke of information that's coming from one point of view. You get to have your own point of view from 2 perspectives, not just one. Regulation has its place, but usually on blockchains, it becomes very difficult for you to have security and safety. Let the platforms regulate and let you know how to moderate that regulation for yourself. That's all I got to say.
Because that's the simplest way to manage it. Once you know how to operate on the exchange, and like we say, not your keys, not your crypto, you also know that, okay, you can't keep it there, so you need to put it somewhere that's going to be safe. So that leaves you the next thing.
What about theft, Al?
Look, theft is something you can only control if it's outside. You can't control what's outside of your wallet. You can only control what's in your wallet. That's why we say, protect it, protect it, protect it.
I remind folks, by the way, we are not financial advisors. I teach technology and cryptocurrency basics. I'm gonna be really honest. My biggest thing is, and my passion and love is teaching blockchain basics. When we talk about what the blockchain is, because it has this huge opportunity. When you talk about what metaverse is and how it's literally breaking the barriers for businesses, that's me. But we can't have the good without the bad. And if you don't observe where that bad is coming from and learn how to maneuver, how you going to do that? How you going to be in a space and you don't know what to do? You wouldn't send your kid to another country with no instructions. Why would you go delving into something you never seen or you didn't practice or study to see what's going on first?
You gotta get in there and look.
My favorite conversation. What do people always ask us? From what's one of the biggest things that people ask you when they know you know about crypto? What is it that they ask you?
Well, one of the questions that they ask you, and this is probably I've heard this 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
How do I turn it back into cash?
That's some
How
good.
do I turn it back?
I've heard that one too. I've heard that one. Now the other one, the thing that people ask me is how much money do I need to get started? And I remind them, you don't need anything to get started. Zero. The reason I tell people that they don't need any money to get started in crypto is because you shouldn't be invested in anything you don't understand. Why are you putting money into something? Why are you going to put your money? First thing you should do is start saving money in the first place. Just save up the money so you can put it into something that you can learn how to use. And it takes only minutes to learn what's going on so you could get yourself involved. But why we always throwing money at something and thinking that it's just going to grow? I had a friend that did that. He wasn't happy with the results because he refused. So he threw the money and he never went back to learn what it was. What y'all think happened to his money?
It's somewhere in the universe because he has no
Good
clue.
luck with that.
Ms. B, you are absolutely right. You are.
Yep.
That was one
She
of the
said,
big questions.
how can you use it? That's another big question. How can I use it? Where can I use it? Who accepts Bitcoin? Who accepts cryptocurrencies? I want to pay for the things I want to live in. I want to live in. Y'all talk about making all this money. Well, how is it money? What can it buy? Correct?
True indeed. True indeed.
These are the questions.
I gotta say something because I expected this. A lot of people are familiar with the rapper who's on Rick Ross. He took the crypto. He took to TikTok and Instagram talking about y'all people who got crypto. Show me how y'all balling. Show me how you doing this.
I'm sorry, that's just funny.
And I was quite amused by that statement.
I was appalled.
No, I was amused by it because you know what? All he did is what he planned to do: make himself relevant again. He
He used
made
a big
himself
word.
relevant. He knows squat about what's going on in crypto, and I don't think he even cares. But what he did need to do was make an appearance and become relevant again, because we haven't heard a thing from Rick Ross in about, I want to say 3-4 years. So guess what? Shout out to you, brother Rick. Thank you for trying to make yourself relevant one more time. That's it. That's it. But really, relevancy is key in this space.
Mm-mm.
And when we talk about cryptocurrency, one of the things we talk about are projects becoming relevant. And if you're going to be in a crypto space, whatever coin you choose, do the research on whatever projects it's creating. And that is how you make your bag.
Right.
Ru, you got anything in the space you want to share with us? Because I already know you all got always something inside the kitty.
Don't start with me. I'm like, I left her. That Rick Ross thing is just ridiculous. So I let everybody know it's Friday. I want y'all to have fun today. I want you to remember to enjoy your life. Do what you want to do with yourself. Always be building. I'm just letting you know, always be building on your education in every part of life. It is so important. The things that I would say, he said the Rick Ross thing. First of all, it ain't none of his business was in my crypto wallet. And that's the best part. Now, while he's flashing everything he owns on the web, by the way, we already know he broke. People like that are broke. When you have to put up what you make, I love it. Robert Kiyosaki talks about money, but you will never know what he makes. Why? Because he already understands wealth. He understands building. I'm watching Rick Ross sell cars, and he's flipping cars for cash. Anybody heard of inflation? You know how much a car sale or an asset sale is going to reap you in taxes? So do the math. keep your shut and mind your own business. That's how I take it. That my mama told me that, and she was right. That woman was not a millionaire, but she had a millionaire mindset. She understood one thing: keep your shut and mind your own business. Because of the fact of the matter is, that's the only way. The only one's gonna pay your rent is the ones that in your seat. That's in your seat where you're at.
That's
Not
it.
Rick Ross, not Mr. Thomas, and definitely not me. I ain't paying nobody's bills. But if I can help you get to the next month without having to worry about what you're going to eat and how you where you're going to live, hop on P2G. That's what we do. Okay. We don't ask people what's in their wallet. We ask people what they want in their wallet, and then we go build a plan. I ain't selling cars because cars ain't going nowhere. Okay. By the time we're finished, you can pick the car you want to get you from point A to B
And drive
and
it any way
still
you
keep
like.
getting up. That's the whole purpose. And I'm not going after Rick Ross because he's cool. That brother got some good music. He got a little nice little vibe. I'm not getting down on nobody, but I tell everybody, keep your hand out of my pocket. Mind yours. If you don't know where and how I'm getting mine. And that's what really gets me because we got, you got brothers like Shaq really putting it down, making, I mean, he's really building an empire and he is not flaunting dollars and cents out of his wallet at nobody. But you can know one thing. His is going to keep rolling and he ain't got to sell nothing to get his to come in. He ain't got to flip nothing to cash because his is generational. And that's why we teach crypto.
Asset banking.
So we're talking about. It's asset. It's not just asset banking. It's called asset education or asset literacy. When you understand assets, you don't have to worry about cash because you'll be flush all the time. But that's a new language that the people have to learn. This is why we are collective enlightenment, because collectively we teach and we uplift each other with new information. If this isn't new for you, then I'm telling you, all power to you. I hope that one day, if this is not new to you, you bring what you know to this platform because that's what we're here for. Each one teach one, or we all fall apart. Simple as that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right, so we got some amazing things going on at exactly 9 o'clock tonight. We've got Crypto Boomers introducing Crypto Basics, which is also asset literacy. They're teaching how the blockchain works, what cryptocurrency is, how it works in your wallet, and also how it works on your budget, how to do the math for it, and how to see what's out there and available in this vast wide world of cryptocurrencies and different blockchains that are doing different things. Now that's an amazing conversation. If you're 50 and above, you should be on that platform. If you are not 50 and above, put in and just text us and you can get invited to the party. It's okay because it's for everybody. If you're a beginner, if you're intermittent or an advanced, you should be on that platform because your voice should be in the room, your mind should be in the room, and daggone sure you should be hearing to see. Your ears should be in the room to see what else somebody else might be doing. Because that's how I grow. I grow from my community information, and baby, it's lucrative.
Oh, what a great conversation tonight. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
I
Ru, I want to thank
that.
you for a phenomenal conversation tonight. I want to thank everybody for being on. This is why we do what we do. We are in this conversation for the community. We're in the conversation for us, and we're in the conversation to make sure that you're ahead of the game and not behind anymore.
So let's get going. It's about the life you create, not about the one that you came from. So let's keep moving forward.
That's it.
Apparently, he's gotten taken over by Prince Jackson.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It's okay. So we want to say have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend. And don't forget, just because it's the end of the week doesn't mean it's the end. P2G is going to be rocking and rolling this whole week. Mr. Thomas he's got trading, and he's got introduction to trading for those who might be interested but not knowing. Maybe it's for you, but maybe not. You'll find out and have a lot of fun with it too. Live classes are where we at. Everything's not free, but catch what is before it's not free anymore. We'll see you soon.
Don't forget, Sunday we got the university, Black Girls Do Crypto, and the Golden Coin Kings. On the P2G network. Brother Hutch, you want to say goodnight? Or Brother Jay's in the building. In
I
control.
think he's in the building. Have a good night, and we'll see you this weekend. Peace.
Peace.